This is Politicus News with Sarah Jones, and here is what's happening. Trump's new Interior Chief, David Bernhardt, who replaced Ryan Zinke, who resigned under a cloud of ethics investigations, is already under a probe by the Inspector General's office for, quote, a wide assortment of complaints alleging various potential conflicts of interest and other violations when he was Deputy Secretary of the Department. That's Trump draining the swamp. So the Trump administration's scandals have become a tidal wave that would have put any other administration at risk. But this one is protected by Mitch McConnell in the Senate. Speaking of which, oligarch Oleg Deripaska, whose company Rusal was recently granted sanctions relief by Trump and Mitch McConnell, is now planning to invest $200 million in Mitch McConnell's home state of Kentucky. In January, McConnell was barely able to stop a Democratic effort to reimpose the sanctions on Deripaska that Trump had rolled back. Mitch McConnell kept these sanctions from being reimposed, and now he appears to be getting his payoff. The president this week instructed a subordinate to break the law with the promise of a pardon, and this in itself is an impeachable offense. So we are now at one of many impeachable offenses. As far as the president's other legal jeopardy, one of his biggest motivations for winning the 2020 election is running out the statute of limitations, because many federal crimes have a 5-year statute of limitations. If Trump serves a full 2 4-year terms as president until January 2025, Trump could avoid prosecution for any number of crimes. And this is why Lawrence Tribe argued against the claim that a sitting president can't be indicted. Specifically, that if a president committed serious crimes as a private citizen in order to win the presidency. This is a point that I've been making for months, because if we don't prosecute crimes that are committed in order to win the presidency, and then the presidency itself is treated as a get-out-of-jail-free card, we are basically incentivizing committing crimes to win the White House. Tribe wrote, quote, whether the president committed such crimes in collusion with a shady group of private collaborators or did so in a conspiracy with one or more foreign adversaries, it should not be necessary for the House to decide that such pre-inaugural felonies were impeachable offenses and for the Senate to convict and remove the officeholder before putting him in the dock as an alleged felon and meting out justice. In 1973, in the midst of the Watergate scandal, the Department of Justice's Office of Legal Counsel decided in an internal memo that a sitting president cannot be indicted. Nixon resigned in 1974 as the House of Representatives was moving towards impeaching him. Quote, the spectacle of an indicted president still serving as chief executive boggles the imagination, the memo stated. In 2000, the Department of Justice reaffirmed this policy that a sitting president is, quote, constitutionally immune from indictment and criminal prosecution. But some lawyers have pointed out that the nation's founders did not include a provision in the Constitution shielding the president from prosecution, suggesting that an indictment is permissible. Lawyers who agree with this view say that the immunity for the president violates the fundamental principle that no one is above the law. Ken Starr, who investigated President Bill Clinton in the 1990s, decided that he did not feel the 1973 Justice Department memo was binding on him. Ultimately, Starr did not indict Clinton over his relationship with Monica Lewinsky, but importantly, to current discussions about Trump, according to a once secret internal memo made public by the New York Times in 2017, lawyers in his office concluded that he did have the authority to do so. So the Republican position is that it's okay to indict a president over an affair, but not okay to indict a president over accepting help from Russia to win an election, and possibly even coordinating with that hostile foreign government to do so.